Peace if it's peace, my lord. Since Black history is every day, today we gonna go to California by way of Mississippi and speak about Archy Lee, my lord. A California fugitive slave case. Yeah, let's examine the files. Now, record shows that Archy Lee was born in 1840 in Mississippi. He was owned by Charles Stovall in Mississippi. Stovall, a prominent name for slave owners in Mississippi, hence the Stovall Plantation, the same one that Muddy Waters worked on, my lord. But that's another conversation for another time. Now, Charles Stovall took himself and Archie to San Francisco, California in 1857. By 1857, the California Gold Rush was well underway, hence the name San Francisco 49ers, my lord. Now, keep in mind, this is happening 4 years before the Civil War, so the Union of the United States of America is still split on the decision of slavery, and California is admitted as a free state, my lord. And although the country was split on the decision of whether slavery should be legal or not, the fugitive slave law was definitely on the books at the time. Let's examine the files. Passed on September 18, 1850 by Congress, the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 was part of the Compromise of 1850. The act required that slaves be returned to their owners even if they were in a free state. The act also made the federal government responsible for finding, returning, and trying escaped slaves, my lord. So not only did you have this federal Fugitive Slave Act, you also had California-owned fugitive slave laws. Let's examine those files. The people of the state of California, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1. When a person held in labor in any state or territory of the United States under the laws thereof shall escape into this state, the person to whom such labor or service may be due, his agent or attorney, is hereby empowered to seize or arrest such fugitive from labor, or shall have the right to obtain a warrant of arrest for such fugitive, granted by any judge, justice, or magistrate of the state, and directed to any sheriff or constable of the state. When seized or arrested, to take him or her before any judge or justice of the state, or before any magistrate of a county, city, or town, corporate, and upon proof to the satisfaction of such judge or magistrate, either by oral testimony or affidavit, taken before and certified by any judge or magistrate in this state. They saying, we gonna get your slaves back, my boy, my lord. So back to Archie. His owner, Charles Stovall, took him from Mississippi to San Francisco, started hiring him out to work in a free state as a slave, which was illegal, whether the fugitive slave law was on the books or not, because at that time, he wasn't a fugitive. He was working for his master, my lord. Time passed. Charles Stovall decided California wasn't working out for him, and he wanted to go back to Mississippi. Archie said, I ain't going back to Mississippi, and this is when he became a fugitive. When he escaped from Stovall, he sought refuge at the Hackett House, which was a hotel owned by Charles Hackett, where black people escaping from their slave masters could seek asylum and refuge, my lord. In 1858, a judge ruled that since Stovall had become a resident of California, he could not own slaves, and Archy Lee was a free man, my lord. But you know, when you black in them times, it's always a monkey wrench into the situation. So the California Supreme Court appealed that decision. They ruled that Stovall's bad health was enough of a reason for him to leave the state and go back to his home state, and that Archie should still be his property. My lord, American justice, huh? This one of the judges that sat on the case that overturned the ruling, deeming him still a slave. Justice David S. Terry, my lord. Fun fact about him is he killed an abolitionist and got away. Shot an abolitionist in a dude, my lord. I'm sure you niggas loving something, man. Why are racist white people just be able to look to them? Now, being that California had somewhat of a large abolitionist community at the time, Stovall wanted to hurry up and be finished with this and get back to Mississippi so he could go back to slave owning, my lord. The abolitionist community found out about Stovall trying to creep away in the night and got on the boat that he was getting on, seized Archie, and got this case readmitted to a higher court in California, my lord, the U.S. court. The case was overturned by a U.S. district in San Francisco on a technicality that Archie was not crossing a state line to escape when he came to California. He was brought there by his owner, and since you cannot own slaves in California based on the law, when you escape, you are free. My lord, shout out to the legend Archy Lee. It's peace if it's peace. Black history every day.